Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Empyrant, and today I just wanted to take a look at the new Sicilian Civ bonus that gives them 50% resistance to all bonus damage against their land units. Spirit of the Law, who most of you will probably know if you're watching my channel, already did a really great video looking at this in depth. His is going to be a lot more useful for actual in-game mechanics and how you should use this in your own games. However, there were a couple really specific situations that I was just still curious about. Wanted to take a look, see how they would work in game. So the first one of these that I wanted to look at is the Persian team bonus of +2 damage for their knights against archer units. And I want to see how the game treated this +2 damage, if it worked as bonus damage, or what it worked on. So if we unpause here, we can see if the 2 Persian knights do less damage to the Sicilian versus the Malay crossbow, or if it is the same. So if we unpause, so after one attack, we can see the Malay crossbowman has taken 12 damage. That would be the knight's 10 damage, plus the 2 bonus damage for being Persians. And we can see the Sicilian crossbowman has actually only taken 11 damage. So the 10 attack, plus just 1 bonus damage from the Persian bonus. So that means that it is counting the Persian bonus as bonus damage. So the Sicilian does resist 50% of that. Now you may think this doesn't really matter. It's only 1 damage. However, if we let it play out here, you can see it actually allows our Sicilian crossbowman to survive 1 more attack than his Malay counterpart. So, as long as you have equal armor upgrades to your opponent's attack upgrades, you actually can survive 1 more hit, and it basically counteracts the Persian team bonus entirely for the Sicilian player. The next thing I want to take a look at was whether or not the resistance to bonus damage worked for borrowed units for the Sicilian player as well. Now, by borrowed units, I mean units that you can only make in team games where other civs allow you to produce a special unit, such as Italians allowing you to make the Condottiero, or Berbers allowing you to make the Elite Genitor. Again, we have a Sicilian of each unit and a Malay of each unit. And we have Elite Genitors, Condottieros, Imperial Skirmishers, and finally Kipchaks. So, if we let it run for a little bit, we will see what happens. Alright, so after letting it run for a little bit, we can start to see a trend. So I would expect this to work, where the Sicilians do resist the bonus damage. I think if it hadn't, it probably would have been more like a bug or an oversight by devs versus an intended feature. But I think it was still worth checking out. But you can see here the Sicilian Elite Genitor only taking 8 damage so far, as opposed to the Malay Elite Genitor taking 20 damage. Our Condottieros actually had a completely different result in their fight against the Jaguar Warriors, with the Sicilian Condottiero beating the Jaguar Warrior, but the Malay Condottiero losing. Down a little further, you can see the Imperial Skirmisher has only lost 6 health against an Elite Skirmisher, whereas the Malay Imperial Skirmisher has lost 18. Bad at math, that's 12. And finally, our Elite Kipchak, Sicilian Kipchak, has only lost 12 HP so far, while our Malay Kipchak has lost 36. So it appears that the Sicilian bonus damage resistance does carry over to any units borrowed from other civs. Lastly, I just want to take a look at conversions and see how they affect the Sicilian bonus damage resistance. So here we have a Sicilian knight and a Sicilian monk for us, as well as a Persian knight and 2 Persian pikemen. So what we're going to do is convert the Persian knight and then delete these palisades in the middle and see how they do against the pikemen. So if we unpause, we can convert the knight. You'll see it has the exact same stats as our other Sicilian knight. So 10 attack, 2 and 2 armor, 100 health. Same as our knight that started Sicilian. 100 health, 10 attack, 2 and 2 armor. But if we delete the palisades, walk our monk away so he doesn't heal, you can see a pretty major difference. So the knight that started as a Persian knight, you can see he survives with only 4 HP left, barely winning the fight, whereas our Sicilian knight ends with almost half its health left. Conversely, if we now swap the civs and have us as Persians and our opponent as Sicilians, we would expect the exact opposite to happen. So we would expect the converted knight to retain its bonus damage resistance, while as our Persian knight will not and will survive with only 4 HP. So let's try it.
سلام میکنم.
Alright, we've converted the knight. Now if we delete the palisades, you can see, well, our Persian knight actually must have gotten the first hit in this time, so he did survive with a little more health. However, you can see it's significantly less than the Persian knight now that was a Sicilian knight before. So it looks like the stats of converted units, including hidden stats such as bonus damage resistance, stay the same as what they were before they were converted, as opposed to changing to whatever the civ stats are. That's it for me today, guys. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel. Again, if you want a much more in-depth look at the Sicilian bonus damage resistance, please check out Spirit of the Law's video on it. He does a great job going in depth about exactly how it can affect your gameplay. Otherwise, that's it for me today. Hope to see you on the Twitch stream sometime. And otherwise, have a good one.